Have you ever opened your laptop, pressed the power button, and wondered, how does this thing even work? How does a thin machine let you watch movies, play games, type documents, and connect to the internet, and even talk to people across the world in seconds? Well, today we are going inside the computer, not physically, but scientifically. Let's break it down in the simplest way possible. First thing first, a computer is just a very smart machine that follows instructions. It doesn't think like humans. It doesn't know anything. It simply takes input, processes it, and gives output. Remember those three words because that's how every computer works. Input is anything you give to the computer. When you type on the keyboard, that's an input. When you move your mouse, that's an input. When you talk to a microphone, that's an input. Even touching your screen, that's an input. You are basically telling the computer, hey, do something for me. Once the computer gets your input, it sends the job to the brain of the system. And this brain is called the CPU, the Central Processing Unit, or simply the processor. Think of the CPU like a chef in the kitchen. You order food, the chef prepares it, then you get your meal. Same thing here. You click a video, the CPU prepares everything, then the screen shows the video. The CPU does millions, no, billions of calculations every second. That's crazy fast. Faster than any human brain. But here's the thing. The CPU cannot work alone. It needs memory. Because imagine trying to cook without a table to place ingredients. Impossible, right? That's where the RAM comes in. RAM stands for Random Access Memory. This is the computer short-term memory. It temporarily stores information while you are using it. For example, when you open a browser, or edit a video or play a game, all that data sits inside RAM. So the CPU can grab it quickly. The more RAM you have, the more apps you can run smoothly at the same time. That's why computers with low RAM freeze or lag. They simply run out of workspace. But wait, if RAM is short-term memory, where is long-term memory? Where does your file stay after shutdown? Photos, music, and documents that's stored in the storage drive, either an HDD or SSD. HDD means hard disk drive. It uses spinning disk to store data. It's older and slower. SSD means solid state drive. It has no moving parts. It's much faster, more quicker, and more modern. If your laptop boots very fast, it probably has an SSD. If it takes forever, yeah, probably an HDD. How does everything connect together? How does the CPU talk to the RAM? How does storage talk to the screen? Well, everything is connected through one big board. That's the motherboard. The motherboard is like a city road network. Every component is a building, and the small lines on the board are the roads. Data travels through these roads, back and forth, super fast. So, without the motherboard, nothing talks to anything. The computer will be basically dead. Now, let's move to something you use every day, the screen or the display. Your screen works using millions of tiny dots called pixels. Each pixel changes colors very fast. Red, green, blue. Mix them together, you get every color you can imagine. Videos look smooth because the screen changes images many times per second, usually 60 times per second. That's called 60 Hz. Some gaming laptops go up to 120 or even 144 times per second, which makes everything look extra smooth. But wait, who sends picture to the screen? That job belongs to the GPU, the graphic processing unit. The CPU is the brain. The GPU is the artist. It handles images, videos, and games. It draws everything you see: icons, text, animations, movies, games. Without a GPU, you will just have a black screen. Gamers love powerful GPUs because they make game look realistic and smooth. Now let's talk about power, because none of this works without electricity. When you plug in your charger or use your battery, power flows into the laptop. But computers don't use normal wall voltage. It must be reduced and controlled. So a smart part called the power supply regulates everything, sending safe amount of electricity to each component. Too much power, boom, that's a damage. Too little doesn't work. So power control is very important. Have you ever noticed your laptop gets hot? That heat comes from the CPU and GPU working hard. Electricity creates heat, so computers use cooling systems, fans, heat sink, sometimes liquid cooling, to keep everything cool, because too much heat can slow down or destroy parts. That's why your fan gets louder when gaming or editing videos. It's protecting your machine. Now let's talk about the software, because hardware alone is useless. Hardware is the physical stuff you can touch, but software is the instructions, the program, the brain logic. The most important software is the operating system, like Windows, MacOS, or Linux. This is the boss program. It manages everything: memories, apps, files, device. Without an operating system, your laptop is just expensive metal. The OS tells the computer, open this app, save this file, play this sound. It controls everything. Then you have an application. Apps like Chrome, Word, Photoshop, games, and Premiere Pro. This app tells the hardware what to do. For example, when you click play on a video, the app talks to the OS. The OS talks to the CPU. The CPU loads data from storage into RAM. The GPU draws the video. The speaker plays sound. All in less than a second. Crazy teamwork, right? So let's quickly summarize everything. Keyboard and mouse give input. The CPU processes instructions. The RAM stores temporary data. Storage keeps permanent files. GPU draws graphics. Motherboard connects everything. Power supply gives energy. Cooling keeps temperature low. Operating system controls everything. Apps let you do tasks, and together they create the computer you use every day. So, next time you open your laptop, remember, inside that slim device, billions of tiny switches are turning on and off millions of times per second. Just to show you one simple thing, technology is actually amazing. And now you know exactly how it works. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye bye.